Oh, yeah, that's right. We stopped right here. Right here. Alright, let's see. Relationship-wise, that's how things are looking. Journal. Upon returning to his apartment, why did they look so pissed? Zachary was greeted by Ashton and Isabella, now suspicious of what was happening. Ashton informed Zach that he and Isabella will try and get to the bottom of this. He also warned Zach to be careful. Is that it? But of course, Zach was not careful. He decided to enter the... No, wait, shit. You know, I really don't know which one to pick. I don't think going in is a good idea. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out, the half that has spent too much time around Ash. It's right, though, the reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I going to fight back? With my camera? No matter where you look at it, that's simply asking for a painful death. Not to mention, if you get caught, that's trespassing right there.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Perhaps I should try the forest, because nothing bad happens in the forest. Make a round farther into the gardens. Still trespassing. Not a sound planned, but it's better than nothing. The woman's soft sobs have subsided now by some means. Almost inaudible, to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I didn't get to dwell much on it though, because right in the moment, my phone rings. The sharp notes cutting, piercing through the thick quietude. I clamp a hand over it, pressing the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
Oh shit, he's inside. I only caught the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that?
Oh no, it's gonna be like in the beginning, where Isabella got that call saying attic, and then she went into the attic. So we need to not listen to whatever it says.
Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
I am so glad I did not select that other option. I shift my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard the cries from. There is nothing of it now, not even echoes. It was just a trap.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me a pause. He never says please. It's a rare thing for him to take on that tone.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two, tops.
Had to go and bike all the way out to this mansion.
Thanks. I'll see you.
This shithole. I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion along with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. ... Marianne! We get it. Oh, what is that? What is that poster she's got there, huh? 7:15 p.m. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. This is a really white room. It's very nice. That is an odd shaped monitor right there. The number, oh wait, yeah, they're accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse, jeez. Considering I didn't follow typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to just go as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is, first and foremost, my priority. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant, Chris, who is pictured on the desk, tells me we have a big one coming up and that I shouldn't miss this one. He knows a lot more on the who's who and the what's what when it comes to these socialites, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people, their drama or their politics. I only have time for their money. These sort who are born with silver spoons in their mouths and who are used to wagging their silver tongues about. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd receive a message about it an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Love the accent. Come on, I have a social life too, you know, to an extent. Sort of. Pressing my head against the table, I try to stave off an oncoming headache when the notification for new email pops up. All I'm expecting is, hey, this looks like a good project I found. Go send them a design or something like that. Really, that's how it often goes. Even with these rich, jammy clients who's heard of me from their equally rich, jammy friends, I can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good and reasonable, and I think that's funny, jammy. No idea what it means, but it's funny. We figure out what they want, send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. This is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Baruthiel for you. This email and any attachments. Oh, wait, never mind. I promise this person is huge in Luxborn. Just please take this one project. I promise this person is huge. Mr. Parker, this is a formal request to secure the services of Marianne McConaughey, hereinafter called the Designer, as authorized by Hannah Wright, hereinafter called the Client, for interior design work at Ermingerd Mansion, Luxborn, LX18, ORF, United Kingdom. The client hopes to have the designer there on 21st October, Friday, with the time pending. But as I open the mail and see that I've been requested by the client specifically, well, I certainly didn't expect that, and it's pretty straightforward too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They would be working with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of those rich socialites that everybody loves to talk about, no matter how hard I try to tune such nonsense out. It would have been enough for me to reply in an affirmative to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take a project before because he's also been marked by the Spectre. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, even a few politicians. My PA has been indifferent about those. So the question bounced about my skull before I spy one of the email attachments of nude pictures. A newspaper clipping for the Luxborn Daily's business news section, boasting the headline, Wright Enterprise donates £2.5 million to Refuge. It certainly caused quite a stir back then. Apparently, they had invited businessmen and socialites everywhere in the guise of it being some big business announcement.
2.5 mil and an expensive looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Not that I should be so callous. They're gonna do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. But isn't it better to tax all those pounds? So we don't have to rely on charity. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts whether they were for show or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. With the headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because, wow, she has a lot of, big tracts of land. Here I am, expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and skirt. The woman that was plastered on the front page looked like she belongs on the front page of the entertainment section, or even if I am to be crass, as the pinup for the, glamour. Okay, I'll be real here. It's a men's magazine. I don't know. Is it real? I think it's Real magazine. He sure knows how to rock that dress. Huge tracts of land. Just huge. Wait. Her hair, her eyes, her lips. She can't be her. And at the same time, she is her, only several years older. What? She looks just like... No, come on, Mac. What? Who's Mac now? The world is full of pretty blondes. It's just such a coincidence. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out for my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling out of my chair in the process. Who else would be on the other line but the very people waiting for me?
Oh, piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. Yet I still don't move from my chair, face flushed and heart racing. So they hooked up several years ago, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, what kind of pictures does she have up there, huh? I can only stare until I can will myself to reply that, yes, I'm accepting the assignment. And it takes even more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer, and leave. Even then, it has already burned its image into my head, no matter how much I wish it would just disappear. Makes me eager for the alcohol and the company. Makes me eager for anything that can help me to forget. That one night several years ago, not being able to, nothing ever lived up to it since. It's a good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and a jump from here, and there's no comma with the crap. The Galloway Shoal, as it is called by those who frequented the place, is the only decent Irish pub in this county. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it by its official name, a crawl bar. My home away from home ever since I've moved to Luxbourne, and apparently slight bit of alcoholism as well. Well, that is when I'm not cooped up in my condo and working anyway. It has good alcohol, good company, and thank God in St. Cecilia, good music. Crowd favorites like the Bothy Noise, the High Wesleyan Men, and Second Fusion Orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. Anyone could just break out into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful that they just start singing along. And doing so while intoxicated is the best of ways to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the course, and as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. And tonight is karaoke night. What better time than to try and sing all my worries away? That's what my intoxicated brain tells me. And she's already intoxicated.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am. And in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
There you go. But drinking only reminds me of my home, and the thought of home makes me think of her, of Hannah Wright.
But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair.
It makes me nauseous. It sickens me that the smallest reminder of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest.
Wait, was this person singing that song and that one beginning music song thing? Opening? I don't know. Of course, that might have just be the booze. Any other day I would have scolded myself for drinking so much. You know, 3 bottles is too much.
I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell.
But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few days.
Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and then return to being a prim and proper professional after all.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride-to-be. So give her a hand, Galway shawl.
Considering the state I'm in, one can excuse my smug grin as cheers and applause rise among the pub's patrons. Because, possibly off-key public singing aside, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now, and it's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. With good drinks and good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight. And I forget for a short while.
And that song was brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
These accents are all over the place.
That was so good. You rock, Marianne.
Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
You know neither of us can hold a tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh?
Read 'em and weep, bitches.
Mala's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for all the world to see. She has reasons to be proud. 3 years of living together, and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question, cause she sure as hell wasn't gonna ask him herself. Obviously, she said yes, I mean, bling.
Don't get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago, and look at where I am. But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Of course, if something like Haruna's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam to comfort her just as Cam had been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor. Code phrase, I can't be happier for my friend right now.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we, Haruna and I? Haruna. It's been a real bad year for her ever since her second divorce, apparently. She's such a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again and pigging out like she used to. I think we've all missed our Japanese firecracker. We met in yoga class, something I had joined to keep myself in shape, and well, honestly, so that I could make friends when I had moved to Luxbourne. Clearly, it worked like a charm. And it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought along my lucky D20 die with me on that first day. No, sir. I love these girls so much.
What about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
Oh, come on! That's a lame excuse and you know it! You need a man who'll take care of you and you need it now! Maybe some hunk will be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
You know, I did not notice that their faces suddenly changed. Subtle.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Right?
Oh,
Hey, look at me. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
That's not how the points work. I mentioned, wait, that is a horrible, okay, if she actually did have a 9 in wisdom or whatever, that's not cleric material. I mentioned, oh, druids and demons, the ripoff. Once, they don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. Okay, I guess a more simplified system where it's 1 to 10 instead of 1 to 20, or 3 to 20. And I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I am far cry from a miracle work, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Right, but a Mrs. Right.
Why not both?
Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
That would explain some things. How do you know you don't have a ring anymore? Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
See, you can find love in the weirdest of places.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
But the more I deny, the louder they tease until the other people in the pub start to watch and chant for us to kiss. It doesn't help at all when Haruna drapes her arm over my shoulders and leans in.
Will I be all yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
What? What does that mean? Make her feel like a woman? What? I know that they're just kidding around, but this doesn't make me feel comfortable in the slightest because I've been fantasizing about this. So when Kamala notices my silence and Haruna sees the expression on my face, they stop because they know they hit the nail on the head. But when the awkward air settles over us, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing ever happened. They probably won't even remember it when they wake up with massive hangovers anyway.
Sorry.
Me too.
They're like, oh, it was not so much of a joke, it was way too close to the truth.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
Awkward. I raise my glass because alcohol smooths out all wrinkles. They smile. We drink. There's no need to say more. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight, but not too drunk to do anything. Eventually, the fun times end. It is a weekday after all, dear gods. And with Haruna being a nurse, she still has to get ready for her next shift, which is in an hour. Cam also has a loving fiance waiting for her at home, and really didn't have to make a fuss about leaving, having left some buns in the oven when she took off early. Really, I understand. Anal leakage. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar, I sit down to continue feeding my alcoholism. Alone, at last. Except for me and the bartender and now a stranger. Oh my god, this asshole. I haven't seen him here before, obviously not a regular. He hasn't said a word and just sits there savoring his drink. Oh my god, he's Mr. Right now. No, Marianne. With his whiskey served neat in one hand and lighter in the other, it doesn't seem like he's noticed me yet. Maybe I should go before he does look my way. Because he was pretty and he was blonde. She has a weakness for blondes, and those two things plus alcohol never did me any good. I thought too late. Judging by the way his flushed face and the dazed look in his eyes, he's as pissed drunk as I am. But whereas I feel like keeling over, it looks like he's still ready to take the catwalk by storm. Really, he just has the air of one of those men who think they own the world.
Hello there, sexy. Please don't stand up on my account. I already like what I see. Fancy a drink? It'll be on me.
You literally have to lick it off of him. It's really weird. But then again, I might be pleasantly surprised if he proves me wrong. You have. Never mind. Not gonna go there. Anal leakage.
Want some between the sheets? Sex on the beach? I'm talking cocktails, of course.
Wow. Lame. Fat chance. Those are all horrible cocktails. But it doesn't matter. We both know how to play this game with double entendres and triple entendres. There are two different ways for the night to end. One thing or another is going to happen. The question is, what do I want to do?
Oh no, that's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some AMF if you don't mind.
Oh, you go, girl. He looks like he's about to say some witty retort, but stops himself and downs the rest of his whiskey, giving himself time to come up with a witty retort. I order a mint julep, he gets another whiskey, and we start the customary small talk. Of course, the saying, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies, goes without saying. We ask nothing about each other, offering up falsehoods to establish a strenuous, fake connection between two strangers at a pub, if only to pass the time. Whiskey, as I've come to call him, is supposedly 21 years old, single, takes care of his sick mother, and is a manager of some sort. Manager of what? Daycare? I didn't care to listen to the details. Meanwhile, Mint, as he has come to call me, is 29 and I'm a, what did I say I was again? Oh yes, I told him that I was a professional chocolate taster. Oh my god. Anal leakage. Because, F it. If I'm going to lie about what my job is, might as well make it fun. It's a pretty decent chat between two pretty drunk strangers. Maybe it's just me, but we might as effing well expend the tiniest amount of effort in pretending there's something meaningful in this meeting. Something meaningful in this world. Would I have been nice too if it was just left at that? But during a lull in the conversation, he brings it up.
You know, I've never been with a woman taller than me.
And to think he might have been different from the rest.
Never have and never will, whiskey. Can we go back to the history of chocolates? Did you know that chocolate candy was introduced in 19th century England as a healthier alternative to alcohol?
Really? Did not work out. I'm sorry, unless you count chocolate alcohol as a win. St. Lucy was the most beautiful woman of her time. She had men come from the far corners of the world to see her pure light of her exquisite green eyes. If she were so lucky, anyway.
No, enough of the history lesson.
He's gonna punch some people.
Come on, Mint. You know and I know what you came here for.
No, not every suitor was gallant and was no fool. She had known that sooner or later she wouldn't be able to defend her chastity because apparently people get a little rapey.
Come on. There must be something that gets you going.
So she had taken out a knife and just cut up all her face. Or did she start castrating and just free vasectomies for all? Oh, yeah, gouged out her eyes, jeez. Now, forget the free vasectomies, just take out your own eyes. That's gonna stop people. Just put a bag over your head. I don't think she really thought that one out.
There is something, but I don't think you can handle it.
Anal leakage. Impressed with her devotion, God restored her eyes and made them more beautiful than before, and the whole process started over again. And holy gods, does that just sound like that's a terrible deity right there. Instead of being like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh, you're so devoted. Let's do this again. Show me your devotion, but slower. He has a peculiar sense of humor, hasn't he? Because that only meant suitors kept going after Lucy, and she kept her eyes in a chalice to scare them away. Awesome.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever it is.
Saint Lucy, help me now as I contemplate stabbing out my own eyes, or more accurately, stabbing out his eyes. Help me turn away from sin. Help me with my own blindness.
My place isn't too far from here. I won't take care of you if it ends up being too much for you.
No, Marianne, don't do this.
And no one will be able to hear you if you try to scream.
It's you who will try to scream, and he will murder you.
You sure you want to go down that road, pretty boy?
He just screams murderer.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Gods, no. I don't want to watch this. The best thing about having my condo so close to the pub is the ease of access. Doesn't take too long to get people back here before they change their minds or realize they made a mistake, as they actually do scream in the end. As long as I can still stand a walk, I can make it home in enough time to still be into it. Maybe I'd need help from a kind neighbor or two to help me with the last leg if I've really gone overboard on the alcohol. But I always made it home. Let's check out her profile. Marianne McCullough. I don't know, I'll figure it out. July 14th. Cancer. She has cancer. Oh gods. 30 years old and she has cancer. 5'11" is her height. It's not that tall. Occupation. Interior designer. Former architect. Nationality. Irish. Don't be a stereotype, Marianne. Roman Catholic. Bachelor of Arts in Architecture. Likes chocolate. Cats. Classical arts. Country music. Karaoke. Board games. Video games. Anime. And other obscure pop culture items. Like yoga. Oh, she was a dumpster baby. Nice. She was found by a peddler, whatever that is, and spent most of her childhood roaming the countryside in a beat-up van. Her father taught her how to read, write, and pray, though an unconventional life, it was all she knew. CWP eventually caught on and required that she have a proper education. She was provided a scholarship at St. Samthan School for Young Ladies. It was bullied for being a charity kid. Maybe they shouldn't have stuck her in a Catholic school. Marianne only had one friend, was mostly focused on her studies, intent on graduating and returning to her father. Shame that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's soon after. Good thing she was not blood related. Her work as an architect in Ireland lasted until the Irish economic crisis. She moved to England, and after some time, Luxembourg in search of better career opportunities. Next stop, Dubai. Don't go to Dubai, kids. Horror stories. But I always made it home. Sometimes with company. Sometimes without company. Of course, that always comes with complications, especially with the real clingy ones. But it's always good a tip about stalkers to the building security can't fix. Oh, it's good. Okay, I butchered that sentence. We're gonna move on. I'm always nervous, though, even if this isn't the first time I've done this. The first few minutes when we enter my room are the first few agonizing minutes where I try not to panic, as I realize that I'm not into men. Okay, Mac. So far, so good. Is that Mac on the table? Father's name is Mac, and she talks to him. Okay. Don't let him smell your fear under all that liquid courage. He'll leave sooner or later, and I'll never have to see him again, just like every other man before him. I'd like to say to myself that the men I've brought to my place are more scared than I was. Once I see that anime poster. Yet there is no fear when I look into Whiskey's eyes. Only delight, 'cause he knows that anime. When he starts touching me, I don't even hesitate when I push him against the door. Roughness is to be expected. As long as he sticks to the script, everything will go smoothly. Gods, this is terrible, Marianne. This is terrible. We'll have our little tumble in the sheets. He'll leave, we'll forget about it. ... If somebody asked what I really wanted, I would have told them that I wanted a bed of roses, chocolates and music, maybe an Irish castle. But all I really want is her. Hannah, right? And that's never gonna be a reality. That was my fault, of course. I came on a little too strong. Because I was afraid. Because I was a coward. They would never hold a candle up to her. She was the light of my life. And I had to let her go. Can't even be bothered at the thought of her. Just the single thought of her makes me my resolve to see this affair through waver.
Wait.
Yes. Say no, Marianne.
What is it now?
Yes. What is it now? What's it gonna be, Marianne? To sex or not to sex? And we're gonna leave it here. You probably can guess what my choice is gonna be, but I think this is a good spot to stop. And next time we shall make a decision.